now for a special segment. Joining me now on the show are Adya Janeta to give us all the insights in the world of business, Nikita Singh to tell us what's making the buzz in the tech world, and Athira Sasitharan to bring us all the updates from the world of sports. And we begin by going over to Adya for market updates. Adya, over to you.
Well, thank you so much, Jyotsna. Global markets are on the move with safe havens surging, digital assets hitting fresh highs, and political shifts shaping investor bets. Here's a quick look at the top stories driving business trends worldwide. Gold is inching higher, closer to the $4,000 an ounce mark, hitting $3,932 at one point. The ongoing US government shutdown has delayed key payroll data, leaving markets without clarity. Traders are leaning on private reports, while rate cut bets for later this month are boosting bullion further. Private investors have also piled into gold-backed ETFs, pushing holdings to a 3-year high. Gold has surged nearly 50% this year, fueled by uncertainty, Fed easing, and central bank diversification away from the dollar. And speaking of safe havens, digital gold is shining just as bright. Bitcoin crossed $125,000 for the first time, up nearly 14% this week. Institutional inflows into Bitcoin ETFs combined with a weaker US dollar have powered the rally. A CoinMarketCap poll shows 82% of investors remain bullish despite record highs. Analyst calls it part of the debasement trade, with fears over the shutdown and fiscal risk pushing investors into Bitcoin, gold, and silver. Now from crypto highs, let's turn to equity markets, where Japan just made history. Japan's Nikkei surged past 47,000 points for the first time after Sanae Takaichi won the ruling party leadership and is set to become prime minister. Markets welcomed her post-stimulus agenda, reminiscent of Abenomics. The index jumped nearly 4%, with defense contractor stocks up on hopes of higher military spending. But analysts warn the rally may cool as the LDP remains a minority party and questions linger over her cabinet picks. And finally, from Tokyo to Washington, another geopolitical twist is unfolding, this time in Greenland. The Trump administration is reportedly in talks to take a stake in Critical Metals Corp, the company developing Greenland's Tanbreez rare earths deposit. A $50 million conversion could give Washington up to 8% of the firm as part of a push to reduce reliance on China's near total control of supply. Rare earths are critical for EVs, defense, and tech. The talks follow recent US investments in lithium and other minerals, underlining Washington's strategic race for resources and corporate stake. Well, this is it from the world of business. Now for all the tech updates, it's over to you, Nikita.
Well, thanks so much, Adya. First up, a study published in Nature Finds, a British scientific journal, warns that AI tools like ChatGPT could make people more dishonest. The study says that humans find it easier to tell a machine to cheat for them, and that the new AI tools are more than happy to comply because they do not have the same psychological barriers which prevent humans from carrying out these tasks. Now, the study further suggests that as AI agents become more accessible, users without technical expertise may increasingly use machines to perform tasks they would otherwise consider unethical. OpenAI and Apple's former star designer Johnny Ive are reportedly facing significant technical issues as they race to launch a secretive palm-sized artificial intelligence device next year. Now, according to a report by Financial Times, the company is struggling with lack of compute power to support the device's always-on features and challenges in defining the AI's personality and privacy behavior. Now, the screenless handheld gadget is meant to interact with users through voice, camera, and sensors, but its development has hit technical and philosophical roadblocks. Indonesia has revoked its suspension on TikTok's local operating license after the Chinese-owned social media platform shared data requested the government on its live streaming activity during recent deadly protests. Now, on Friday, Indonesia's Communication and Digital Affairs temporarily suspended TikTok's license, citing a violation of obligations as a private electronic system operator. TikTok had initially refused to provide complete data on user activity during the August protests, citing internal policies, but later cooperated with authorities to lift the suspension. Well, that's it from the world of tech. Now, my colleague Athira would be taking you through some sports updates. Over to you, Athira. Thank you so much, Nikita, for all the updates from the world of technology. Now let's get you up to speed with what's happening in the world of sport. We begin with cricket first, where another India-Pakistan clash delivered full drama. There was a mix-up at the toss during the ICC Women's ODI World Cup match. Pakistan skipper Fatima Sana called tails, but the referee mistakenly heard heads and the call went in Pakistan's favour. However, it had no impact in the end as India posted a strong total of 247. The Indian innings was also briefly disrupted due to fumigation on the field to deal with bugs. Another controversy occurred in the fourth over of Pakistan innings when Muniba Ali was ruled a run out. At first she was given not out, but the third umpire overturned that decision after a recheck. India eventually won the match by 88 runs. Over in football now, Erling Haaland continued his stunning form as Manchester City edged past Brentford. Haaland scored the only goal of the match in the 9th minute. The victory also gave manager Pep Guardiola his 250th Premier League win. The 54-year-old has become the quickest manager to reach 250 wins in the Premier League. He reached the milestone in just 349 games, 55 matches quicker than anyone else. In tennis, defending champion Jannik Sinner was forced to retire from the Shanghai Masters. The top seed suffered a leg injury in his third match against Riksborg. Sinner looked in clear discomfort during the third set, crouching in pain after the fourth game and limping towards the court. He was broken in the next game and then retired from the match after being held back to his chair. Riksborg led Sinner 6-7, 7-5, 3-2 when the four-time Grand Slam champion was forced to call it a quit. Over in the fast lanes now, McLaren have retained their F1 Constructors titles, a third and a fourth place finish at the Singapore Grand Prix, while Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri saw them secure the championship for the 10th time in their history. The race was won by Mercedes' George Russell. However, the race wasn't short of any drama as Norris and Piastri collided on the opening lap, sparking renewed tension between the teammates. Well, with that, we have come to the end of the sports segment. It's back to you, Jyotsna.
And thank you so much, Aktara and Adya and Nikita for bringing us all the updates from tech, business and sports. Of course, with that, we call a wrap to this bulletin. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back with more news and updates. Don't go anywhere.